These are warships of the mighty U.S. fleet, ships of the line, guarding our shores against hostile forces. In time of war, they have proven their worth in scores of battles since the birth of our nation. In time of peace, they are constantly alert and ready to prove their fighting ability. Once each year, every warship must demonstrate its combat readiness to the satisfaction of a team of naval experts. A successful demonstration is awarded the prized E for battle efficiency. Sharing this achievement, as they share the battle, are the seagoing leathernecks, the United States Marines. Our story is of the men of the Marine detachment afloat, their training, their duties, and the role they play in battle efficiency. Shortly after the start of the American Revolution, Continental Congress authorized the formation of a battalion of Marines. The first Marines enlisted at Tun Tavern in Philadelphia and were trained for fighting on both land and sea. Their first duty as a unit was aboard the USS Cabot in December 1775. Their weapons, muskets and cutlasses. 4 years later, the Marines turned the tide of battle in America's first famous victory at sea. The USS Bonhomme Richard, under command of John Paul Jones, fought His Majesty's ship, the Seraphim. Hanging in the rigging, the Marines swept the opposite deck with deadly musket fire, then hurled grenades that blew up the powder magazine and forced the enemy's surrender. The Marines fought valiantly against the British in the War of 1812. Again in the Battle for Tripoli. And with Admiral Farragut in Mobile Bay. The stories of individual Marine heroes are countless. In 1805, Lieutenant O'Bannon led the Marines over the desert in Tripoli to capture the enemy town of Dern. He was the first American to raise the stars and stripes on foreign soil. This victory is commemorated to this day by the scimitar shape of the Marine officer's sword. In 1889, it was Private William Anthony who was detailed to guard the life of the captain of the USS Maine. As the ship was going down, he fought his way in to bring his captain out alive. Heroic deeds such as these are all part of the tradition of seagoing Marines. On December 7, 1941, when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, Captain Allen Shapley, commanding officer of the Marine detachment aboard the USS Arizona, was blown off the superstructure into the water. Yet, stunned and injured, he returned to the floating wreckage, despite enemy bombs and strafing, to drag a fellow Marine to safety. Captain Shapley was decorated with the Silver Star for his personal bravery. It is therefore in a tradition of heroes that the young Marines report aboard their ships for the first time. Aboard ships that strike with guns, aboard ships that strike with missiles, and aboard ships that strike with aircraft. And they report aboard the seagoing way. First, a salute aft to the national colors. Then a salute to the ship, the junior officer of the deck. The manner in which seagoing Marines perform in this and other ways is a sign of the training they received at the US Marine Corps Sea School.
Attention on deck.
Seat. Welcome to Sea School. You are carefully selected Marines, selected because of your records in the Marine Corps. Selected because of your intelligence, because of your personal appearance, and selected because you wanted to do more for yourselves and your country than the average man. Here at Sea School, you'll learn what it takes to be a seagoing Marine. You'll keep yourselves physically fit at all times. A physically fit man is an alert man, and you must always be alert. Remember, you are always on display. You'll be required to present an impeccable personal appearance at all times. Only a seagoing Marine knows how much work it takes to live up to this. Ashore, you represent the dignity and authority of your country and your corps. You'll be ambassadors of goodwill as you enjoy liberty in foreign lands. Aboard ship, you'll act as orderlies to the ship's captain and to the flag officers. You'll be responsible for urgent messages from one officer to another. You must know how and why the Navy operates. You'll form the ship's guard of honor. You'll bury the dead. You'll give life and color to ceremony. You'll represent the ship's captain to visiting dignitaries. You'll be protectors of your country's flag. You'll be responsible for security. The security of the ship's captain, the security of his prisoners, and the security of your nation's most advanced weapons. And last but not least is battle readiness. A ship is, after all, a fighting machine. You, as a seagoing Marine, will play your part in the battle efficiency of your ship. Those of you who do graduate will be the finest young men our country can find, performing duties which history has shown only Marines can perform.
Correct permission to go aboard, sir. Are you granted?
The graduating class is broken up and sent to Marine detachments throughout the fleet. A Marine detachment is a separate unit aboard ship, and one of the first duties of a new member of the ship's detachment is to present himself to the commanding officer.
Come in. CFC Blake reporting his orders, sir. At ease. Welcome aboard, Blake. We have a fine Marine detachment. I want to keep it the best in the fleet. I want you to remember that you're a seagoing Marine at all times. I see you have received high conduct and proficiency marks from Sea School. So far, you've established a fine service record. If at any time you have any problems, I want you to know you can come and see me. Again, welcome aboard. Thanks, sir.
In a unit as small as a Marine detachment afloat, the commanding officer takes a close interest in the development of each Marine.
Come in. PLC Winkowski reporting his orders, sir.
Now they get a guided tour of the ship, starting in the crew's lounge with introductions to their fellow Marines. Men with whom they will share the duties of shipboard life, with whom they will share the good times of liberty in foreign ports. And they meet the detachment gunnery sergeant, the gunny as he is called, the man who is responsible for carrying out the daily training schedule. They are assigned bunks and lockers in the detachment berthing space. This is the place they will call home for the duration of their seagoing tour. It is small, compact, and neatness is the order of the day. Then, a look at sick bay. Here, doctors and hospital corpsmen are always on duty to treat any ailment or to perform major surgery whenever necessary. A tour through the mess hall, or galley, convinces most Marines that at least as far as food is concerned, shipboard duty has few equals. And if a man wants a mid-afternoon refreshment, there's the soft drink and ice cream fountain, known to seafaring men as the gidunk. When it comes to explaining the 5-inch gun mount, the gunnery sergeant takes over. Gun mounts don't earn battle efficiency E without personal pride and many hours of gun drill. The gunny is also responsible for the issuing of small arms to the individual Marines. Once a Marine has received a weapon, he is responsible for its care and cleaning for as long as he is aboard this ship. These weapons are the basic tools necessary for the performance of his ceremonial or security duties. Duties such as the captain's security sentry. The captain's security sentry is responsible for the security of all staterooms in the vicinity of his post. He will prevent unauthorized persons from entering a stateroom when the occupant is absent. He will permit no one without a reason to use the area as a passageway. The ship's captain has a Marine orderly in addition to the security sentry. He accepts and delivers messages and often acts as the captain's security sentry when the captain is in his cabin. Many cruisers and carriers have flag officers aboard who command task forces of which the ship is a part. Each flag officer may have 5 Marine orderlies. By far, the most important security duty is the guarding of the latest weapons aboard ships of the fleet. This area is off limits, as in these compartments, the most sophisticated weaponry may be kept. The sentry must ensure that only authorized personnel are allowed to pass into this restricted area. A careful log is kept at all times of who is behind that door. Continuing the familiarization tour, the new seagoing Marines observe the procedures for relieving the Brow Sentry. The Brow Sentry is responsible for the security of the forward brow of the ship to make sure it is used in accordance with the ship's regulations. The first impression of a ship is the Marine Brow Sentry and his smart military salute. Marines must know their weapons. Also, they must be able to pass their knowledge on to other personnel. Members of the ship's company who perform guard duty must be familiar with automatic weapons. So Marines of the detachment teach Navy personnel the fundamentals of firing crew-served weapons. They have classroom lectures, demonstrations, and are constantly coaching while firing is in progress. And Marines, in turn, learn to operate the larger weapons of a modern naval vessel. This is a practice 5-inch gun mount. The actual mount is enclosed. The gun crews operate blind, unable to see where their projectiles are hitting. Each round, made of steel, weighs over 50 pounds. 20 rounds per minute is considered excellent. Some famous gun crews have succeeded in firing 28 rounds per minute, but this takes unusual skill and practice. But this is where the coordination and teamwork is developed. Here, the gun crew begins preparing for their annual gunnery competition. The gunnery sergeant is ever watchful, teaching and correcting as the crew perfects their technique. It is his job to see that every Marine aboard becomes highly proficient in gun drill. With his thoughts on the record of the Marine mount last year, the gunny wonders about the new crew. There's little time for teaching.
This is the captain speaking. We will soon sail for our annual gunnery exercise. Aboard ship as guest will be Congressman Willoughby, to whom full honors will be rendered. The St. Paul has several mounts that have rated E for battle efficiency in the past. We want to retain these E's. So let's show our guest what we can do. Let's make this a memorable cruise.
It is traditional that visiting dignitaries receive full honors due their rank. And Congressman Willoughby's first honor is the smart salute of the Brow Sentry. Side boys and the captain greet him at the top of the gangway. Then down the spotless deck of this man of war to inspect the Marine Honor Guard. Accompanying the St. Paul as part of the task force will be the missile cruiser USS Chicago and the super attack aircraft carrier USS Oriskany. Marine detachments aboard other ships of the task force repeat the honors to Congressman Willoughby as he arrives aboard their ship. The flight deck of the carrier Oriskany provides ample space for a full parade and review at sea.
Constant review! Right! Hey! Right! Order! Hey! Forward! Halt!
In wartime, ships of the line prove their battle readiness under fire of battle. In peacetime, they prove battle readiness by constant training and are ever alert and ready to prove their fighting ability. Once each year at a given time, every warship must prove its battle readiness. The award is one of the most cherished prizes, E for battle efficiency. If won, the honor becomes part of the ship's history and is emblazoned on the most prominent part of the ship.
Mount 36, manned and ready.
Mount 52, manned and ready. All 3-inch mount, manned and ready. All 5-inch mount, manned and ready. There will be a firing run to port. Air action, port.
Locked on target.
Locked on target. Locked on target.
Locked on target.
Request permission to release batteries. Batteries released. Stand by. Stand by.
Stand by.
Batteries released to port.
Commence fire.
Commence fire. Cease fire.
Cease fire. Cease fire. Now hear this. Now hear this. This is the captain speaking. From Commander First Fleet to USS St. Paul. A hearty well done.
During the next hours and days, the ship's battle readiness is thoroughly tested. Many individual gun mounts will be awarded E for battle efficiency, including Mount number 52, the mount manned by the Marine Detachment, USS St. Paul. They receive the hash mark emblem depicting a second year of winning the E award.
Now hear this. All hands man the rail. That is, all hands man the rail.
In time of war, men become heroes. Lieutenant O'Bannon, Private Anthony, Captain Shapley, and many more. But in time of peace, men become ready. These men, these seagoing Marines, are ready as they live in a tradition of heroes.